Creating Connections podcast, episode number 89. I am Gittimer Certified Advisor, Mitch Taylor.
And I'm Certified Personality Trainer, Vicki Musney.
And today on the podcast, we're going to talk about something that if you're in the DJ world, you more than likely have heard of. And we're going to talk about how it absolutely transcends the DJ world and is way more applicable. Well, not way more applicable, but is definitely
equally applicable.
Yes, equally applicable to any business. Probably the most profound impact on my business of anything I have ever undertaken. More after the break.
That was nice and easy.
What are you talking about? This also speaks to a much bigger issue.
Providing personal solutions through understanding people. This is the Creating Connections podcast with Gittimer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor and Certified Personality Trainer Vicki Musney.
Welcome back to Creating Connections, episode number 89. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. You had something happen to you recently.
I did. I have a story, and I shared it with our community of the Sales for Event Pros Facebook page, and it got quite a response. So I said, hey, let's talk about this on a podcast, because I think it was a message that is resonating with people, not just the DJs that we know that have heard a similar message from Mark and Rebecca and others for quite a long time, but the idea that you can be confident in what you're worth, but also selective in who you work with. And I was just reminded of that recently, a wedding planner that we have worked with before. In fact, we actually did her wedding. I remember 5-6 years ago. We did video for her, and then we've done entertainment services and video services for other clients. But she contacted me through Facebook the other day and said, hey, I've got a couple that would like to book a meeting with you. They're interested in your entertainment services. And so we were going back and forth about dates. And then she kind of interrupted herself and said, I just want to be honest with you. These clients are not easy, not by a long shot. And I'm typing and I'm reading this, and without even thinking, I just said, well, I want to be honest with you. If we don't love them, we won't book them. And
Awesome.
And I didn't say it to be snotty.
No.
That's just my true response. And I absolutely love being in that position. It is so freeing to know that my time is valuable and that I want to work with people that I enjoy and the kind of clients that allow us to do our best work. Mm-hmm. And if we don't connect at a personal level, I'm not going to look forward to it. I'm probably not going to enjoy the planning process. I wouldn't, I'd be tempted to not give it my best because I could foresee having a bad attitude. And I've seen that in the past where I booked a client because I felt pressure or, I really need the money or, I owe this person a favor or, well, maybe something good will come out of it. I'll get a better referral, and then I end up having a bad attitude and I don't like that. And it's taken me years to learn that I just do better working with people that I want to work with. Mm-hmm. It makes life more fun. I enjoy it. I do better. And then the byproduct, of course, is we end up getting the kind of referrals because we meet their friends and their family. And if we also connect with them on a personal level, then I get more of those clients that I love. Yeah. So we had a good conversation. I did agree to the meeting. I have not had it as of the time that we're recording this yet. So I can, keep you guys posted later, either in the Facebook group or possibly on a future episode, and let you know what we decide after the meeting. But yeah, I just think it took me a long time to get to that point mentally and emotionally, where I had the confidence to just say, no, it's not worth leaving my family for on a weekend. I have kids that I love. Yeah. And, no.
So how does that tie into your wedding planner friend?
Actually, when I shared it on the Facebook group, I did check with her first because she is a member of that Sales for Event Pros community. She was the very first person to hit like. And that made me go, okay, good. She's okay with how I told the story and how I framed it from my perspective. And then she actually sent me a private message afterwards thanking me for not only being honest and upfront with her, but being a good example of a fellow event pro that is willing to share, hey, you can get to this point. You're going to do your best work when you're working with clients that you love. Yeah. It's not in anyone's best interest to book somebody out of desperation. And I felt like that maybe nobody had shared that with her before. And that's why I felt compelled to share that story in our sales community. And I know, like I said, Mark and Rebecca have been the cheerleaders, in the DJ world for getting what you're worth. Yes. And I think that is a similar message, but different. You know what I mean? That's talking about being confident in what your pricing is and then serving at a level that matches and making a living wage. And for me, it's more just, yes, I know I'm charging what I'm worth, but I'm worth being picky for. That was kind of my take on it.
Getting what you're worth, first off, getting what you're worth absolutely changed the mobile DJ industry, unequivocally. There's no dispute. We would not be where we are today without it. And I'm not just speaking for me, I'm speaking for almost any mobile DJ across the United States. I mean, they have either been impacted indirectly or directly by the message. So
can you summarize, though, for those that do not know Mark and Rebecca or are not familiar with getting what you're worth?
So Mark and Rebecca Farrell. Mark is, you need to look him up, markfarrell.com if you haven't. He's a mentor to me. Rebecca's a mentor to me as well. In fact, I had a nice phone chat with Rebecca last night, actually. So it's ironic that we're recording this today. And,
You're coming to my house for dinner next week when they're in town.
Yeah.
So I live close to them.
Just a great couple, and a couple that it's all about love. That's their mantra, if you will. And getting what you're worth was a keynote seminar that Mark Farrell delivered at a few different DJ shows in Las Vegas and also in Chicago for the summer show in Mobile Beat in 2000 and in Vegas in 98 or 99 off the top of my head. And it's basically four distinct tenets of getting what you're worth. It's realizing what you're worth. That's the first part. Second part is believing what you're worth. The third is communicating what you're worth. And the fourth is being what you're worth. Yeah. So those four, Mark dove deep into them. It was a 2-part seminar that was delivered. You can buy the seminar still. You don't think, oh, I missed it. No, you can buy it. You can go to markfarrell.com. I'm not sure what the product is. Go to markfarrell.com, search getting what you're worth.
Yeah, you'll be able to find it.
It's like $130, which is ridiculously cheap for the impact it's had. But here's the thing. It doesn't just apply to DJs. It applies across the board to pretty much any industry, but especially the events industry. And it's a message that needs to be by more audiences.
Well, I think there's so much emotion and potential for stress built in to what we do because of the nature of weddings and big milestone events, and that pressure that that people put on themselves to plan this perfect party, and as couples that have never planned a party that costs this much in their lives, and it's a once in a lifetime, that a lot of people love it, but there's this element of when you're in the business owners, well, I want to help people, but I don't know what I'm worth, or, well, people are only willing to pay so much, so that's what I'm going to charge because I can't get more than that. And I think there's just this really unhealthy thinking that just permeates our industry.
Yeah.
And we need to support one another and educate, each other and just help each other raise the bar, not just DJs, but
not just DJs,
wedding planners, and
it needs to be heard across the board. And I've been saying that to Mark for years, that he needs to get this message out across the board. And so I encourage you, if you're listening to this podcast, go to markfarrell.com, buy Getting What You're Worth seminar, and listen to it. And don't be like, some people who, oh, well, hey, Mitch, can you just burn that for me? Can you just send me the files? Stop it. Seriously. The man deserves to be paid for his original work. It's just like file sharing. It's just like Napster. It's just like all that went down. There is absolutely, you should pay the person that created the original work of art.
Of course.
So.
But what I want people to do, no, that's okay. That's fine. We're unscripted, and we, this is an emotional topic for us because of the people that have affected our lives and our businesses. But that's my heart. Whenever I'm telling people when they're joining our online community, share your stories. This is the kind of stories I want, because that's how we can help each other. And your stories are your own. Just like I had this particular experience, and I hope that you can get other people thinking, the way my wedding planner friend is wow, she said, I want to get to that point in my business. I want everybody that works in this business to get to that point where you're working with the kind of clients that help you do your best work.
Yeah.
It's going to make you feel better. It's going to make your events better. It's going to make your clients happier. And that's, at the heart of creating connections, for crying out loud. Yes. That's why we named everything we do is about connecting.
Yeah. That's why the name of the podcast is Creating Connections. And Vicki and I actually went through a Marbecca method workshop together, and in Mammoth Lakes, California, where Mark and Rebecca reside.
Before we started the podcast.
Yeah, before we started the podcast. And I guess if you truly want to dive deep into those concepts, those 4 landmarks of getting what you're worth, of realizing, believing, communicating, and being, then you should go take a workshop. And it's not just for DJs. You can absolutely learn a ton. Even couples from their love story workshop can learn a ton. So encourage you to seek that training out. Get on board if you can. Download the seminar. It has affected hundreds of thousands of people's lives.
Yeah. And if you have a personal story, we want you to share those with us too, of times when you were afraid to raise your prices and you did, or you were maybe afraid to, whether you were on the fence, whether or not you wanted to book a certain client. And maybe you made a good choice. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you learned the hard way. Share those with us, because we've been there too. Yeah. And as a community, we can all benefit from hearing each other's stories.
Yeah. Share your stories down below in the comments section. If you're listening to this on iTunes, write a review if you wish. We'd love to get reviews on iTunes. If you have thoughts about the show, then please write a review. We'd love to hear them. You can also drop us an email, mitch@creatingconnections.biz. Vicki@vickimusney.com, and we are happy to read your feedback, if you will, and take your input for upcoming podcasts too. If you have something you want us to expound upon or cover or whatever the case may be. Yeah. We're coming up to our 100th episode here. We got 10 episodes left after this one.
Yeah, pretty soon.
What are we gonna do?
Oh, I have some ideas.
You have some ideas? Okay. Awesome.
I do have some ideas.
She always has ideas, folks.
And they involve you doing some editing.
Wonderful. I am Gittimer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor.
I'm certified personality trainer Vicki Musney.
Join us upcoming at Mobile Beat Las Vegas. We're going to take a deep dive into the sales side of the business and actually walk you through an actual sales appointment. You can be a fly on the wall as we workshop through different components that we see and what happened in the sales meeting. And then, each part we're going to workshop through. And also, how did we get to the sales meeting? If you want to know, well, how do I get to a meeting?
Yep.
Join us for that workshop on
Hey,
Thursday.
little side tangent about Mobile Beat, because we talk about it like we assume everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And it is, the large national DJ conference that's held in Las Vegas every year. But I want to just say I attended that conference several times before I ever started working as an MC, expanding our business into DJs. So if you're not a DJ, you should still consider it.
Yeah.
There's amazing information about marketing, sales, customer service, running a wedding business, communication, all kinds of things that will apply to your wedding business, even if DJing isn't your niche.
This will be a decade of Mobile Beat for me, actually. So it's going to be awesome. 10 years.
Fun. Yeah, we're excited.
And join us there. You can go to Deep Dive. deepdivemblv.eventbrite.com is the link to get on the workshop there with us. And we look forward to seeing you at Mobile Beat Las Vegas coming up in March. We're creating connections, providing personal solutions through understanding people better. Thanks for watching.
Have a great week.
Thank you for listening to the Creating Connections podcast with Gittimer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor and Certified Personality Trainer Vicki Musney. For more information on providing personal solutions through understanding people better, visit creatingconnections.biz.